gave it to a guy so he'd have the car he wanted. Hopefully, one of these days I can have a lot of guys working for me, mass production of custom cars. Right now, we've got 3 people works. We usually pump out. It usually takes a lot of time to build a car. If you do it from ground up, you do full body off the frame restoration, it could take up to 2 years to do. I've been working on my car for 4 years.
You can also change people's lives by doing hairstyles. Because some people come in and they're having a bad day and they just don't feel pretty. I like that hair day. You're beautiful. But some people, they come in and they're sad and they've had a bad day or they don't feel pretty. And you know what, as a hairstylist or a barber, you can change that person's day. You can make them feel beautiful.
Then you apologize, right? If it was a bad mistake. You mean if I say the wrong thing or if I say it's going to be sunny and it rains?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so if I say we're going to have snow tomorrow and we don't, then I have to come on the air the next day and say, I thought we were going to have snow, but this thing went that way and we didn't get it. So you have to be honest, right? Tell the truth. And sometimes that's hard, right? You don't want to admit that you made the wrong forecast. But weather is one of those things that's not exact. You know, when you take a math test here at school, what happens? You either get the problem right or wrong, don't you?
Yeah.
2 plus 2. 2 plus 2 is always 4, right?
2 times 2.
Or 2 times 2 is 4, right? But in weather, it's a little different because we're dealing with the weather, right? It's big and it's unpredictable. And even though we have very good science and we can figure out a lot of things that the weather should do, it doesn't always do exactly what we think. It's kind of like you guys, right? Do you always do what your parents tell you to do?
No.
See? And then you have to apologize, right? Or you might get in trouble. But I know you guys are good. You're not going to do that. So you just tell the truth. And if it doesn't work out, if the forecast doesn't work out, you tell the truth. A lot of times, though, it does work out.
5, 6, 7, side, back, side, together, side, back, side, girls. 1, 2, 3, 4, boys, 5, 6, 7, 8. Good job.
That's all. All right, one more time. We'll do one more 8 count. Here we go.
Now from here, girls. Boys, boys.
Okay, take 2. It's 9:15. We'll do it one more time. We'll do it.
Girls go first. Boys.
That was good. It was easy. There's probably 22 more counts to teach you. Okay, it is 9:15. Okay, so listen. A, did you enjoy yourself? Yeah. I'm glad we got to start you off on your first career day. Remember, we're Music Studio. I'm Miss Leanne, and this is Mr. Mari.
My name is Officer Michael Hathaway, so you can call me Mike or Michael or Officer, whatever you want to call me. And
Or
we
Franklin.
have, or what?
Franklin.
Franklin. You can call me Franklin if you want. This is Officer Brian Crosley. Okay, you can call him Officer or Brian or whatever you want to call him. And he is actually assigned to what we call adopt a school, so he's adopted Estes Elementary. So you guys have probably seen him walk in the halls here recently. And he comes in periodically just to see what's going on for the day and see how everybody's doing and get to know you guys and get to know the staff so that, you know, if there's an emergency, he can come over here and help you. Okay? Now, if you have an emergency while you're at school, who should you tell first?
A cop.
Either Officer Brian or one of your teachers, right?
You.
It's important to get an adult involved so that we can help you. Okay?
Or you.
Or me. Yeah, I might come visit sometime, and if you have a problem, you can tell me. Chef? All right? All right, so check it out. We've brought some pictures for you guys to look at on our board. And if you'll see in the middle, some of these officers on here are dressed just like Officer Brian and I. See where it says patrol? We have an officer in a patrol car, an officer standing by her car. Okay, we've got an officer that's dressed a little bit differently. He rides a bicycle every once in a while. Okay. Have you guys seen our patrol cars driving around through the city? Looks like a black and white car and has lights on top. Right? So next time you see somebody out, wave and say, "Hey, how are you?"
I saw a white car with a little bit of black.
Yeah, see, that's just like these, right? That's our cars. Yes.
I like that white. I like with the fire.
The DARE car?
Lots of white and just a little bit of
Now,
black.
I'm not sure, do the DARE officers come to speak to you guys at Estes?
Yes, they do.
Officer Sean?
I saw a
Officer
Been
Sean,
out
Officer
a while.
Officer Henry?
Eileen.
Do you guys know what DARE stands for? I bet you will soon. Okay. Drug Awareness and Resistance Education. So Officer Sean and Officer Jeremy will come and talk to you about what's good, what's bad, what you should try to avoid, okay? Now over here, these are still police officers, but they dressed in normal clothes, and we call them detectives. Does anyone know what a detective does? What's a detective do? What's he doing?
Casey, what is a detective do?
Does anybody else?
A detective tries to find things with clues.
That is correct.
Very good.
He tries to find out what is going on by looking at clues. Okay, so the more information that you can give us, the more clues that we have to use.
You have to take a test to make sure you qualify for that. Then you go to that interview that we're talking about earlier, where you sell yourself. You're kind of the product, aren't you? You're the person that says, please pick me and this is why. So you have to make sure that they want to pick you. Then we do a lot of training. You go to a place called our drill tire or our training center, and we teach you how to be firefighters. We teach you about first aid and dealing with some nasty chemicals, things like that may spill on the street sometimes. We teach you how to fight fire. We teach you how to do rappelling, which is rope rescue, water rescue, because we have a river in our city. We have a lot of ponds and things like that. Sometimes, like as bad as it's been outside and as cold as it's been, somebody may make a bad decision and get on the ice on some of these ponds and fall in it. We have to rescue those. So we have to teach you how to do all of those things. It's very exciting. I really enjoyed what we call basic training when I first started as a firefighter. I really enjoyed doing that. So it was a challenge for me, and I got, just like you did, when you went to school, you got very smart, didn't you? You become better able to handle yourself and deal with things much better. So the same thing happened for me and all of our firefighters. So after you go through all of your training, and that lasts for about 18 weeks, once you go through all your training, we give you a test at the end to make sure that you know what you're doing now. Then we put you in a fire station. You go to that fire station, and this is going to sound kind of odd to you, but we work a 24-hour shift, which means that the firefighters that came to work this morning will get off at 7 in the morning. So they work 24 hours. You're going, why in the world would firefighters stay at the station instead of going home at night? Well, let's think about it for a minute. Our fire stations are all over town. They're different places. Have you seen a lot of our fire stations around town?
Yeah,
They're all over town. And did you ever wonder why they put them all over town?
Yes.
They put them all over town so we can get to a fire or an emergency very, very quickly.
Usually between around 25 people a day. And some people see more, some people see less. And the thing with me is that I get to kind of set my own schedule.
That's nice.
So I don't necessarily have to work every day. Now I normally do, except on the weekends.
So maybe, what things would they want to like to become your job? Like, would they have to like math or?
Well, you'll have to take some math, but you'll have to like science.
Ooh,
and
does anyone like
Ooh,
science?
science.
Okay. Alright.
Yeah, there's a lot of science courses. And then you have to, people that like to understand about anatomy or about the human body, the different muscles and the different bones. So you'll study a lot of that.
Cool.
What's those things under the table?
The things under the table, those are the,
Those. What, those whole things? Things that come down, not those.
these things
Yeah, it's if they're under it.
hanging down.
Yeah.
Those are just little pins, so the table doesn't, sometimes it's whenever you can fold the, yeah, so it doesn't fall.
This helps my parents understand how children feel about attitudes. So sometime in the morning, do we ever have grumpy mommies and daddies and grandparents? Mm-hmm. Yeah. And sometimes in the morning, when you wake up and mommy comes in like this, do you ever have a mommy that does this? Wake up. Wake up now. We overslept. Do you ever have moms like that and dads like that? And you want to pull the covers back over your head? Yeah, you don't want to get up? Yeah? So that doesn't make you feel good in the morning, does it? But do you ever have mommies that are like this in the morning? Hello, Ladybug. Oh, you're so sweet. Oh, I love you so much. It makes you happy, right? So this is for, we teach parents that their attitude reflects their child's attitude. So that's my job, is that a child's environment, reflects how they act in school.